Good morning and merry meet. Welcome to Cronside Coffee Chat. Imbolc is traditionally the time to choose magical names. The spirit and personality of a person exists regardless of what you call them. That is true. However, a name has power and can change that person it is given to, as well as tap into pre-existent energy associated with the name. Imbolc is a traditional and appropriate time to select magical names, but careful thought and consideration should go into choosing a magical name, for a name is much more powerful than a wand or anathema. Imbolc, meaning in the womb, is a Sabbath dedicated to the fire goddess Brigid, the sacredness of the time caught between winter and spring. It's a time to examine and nurture the fire, the spirit within, and engage in creative projects. Hope is enkindled and burns within the womb of the All-Mother. It's a perfect time to choose the magical name that the goddess calls you by, the powers that be, the name you are known by on the astral plane, and by the powers and spirits you work with. First, you already have one, most likely three, and you can find these on your birth certificate. Your surname, last name connects you with your relations and your ancestors. Even if you're adopted, you are still connected to those family members that gave you those names. Most likely your first name or middle may as well. If you do not know them already, look up the meanings of those names that you were given. Numerology uses these names foremost. Some of us might be called by family members or friends' names. This is because the name has power and connects us to our ancestors. Even though you did not choose these names yourself, they are still part of your destiny. This explains why taking or getting rid of a surname in marriage or divorce impacts people so emotionally. In sharing a name, partners are bound and become one in vibration to that name. Maybe this is why so many people want to keep their last name for other reasons as well. A while back, I heard of a couple getting married, and they were both leaving their surname and choosing one to share, a new name. Some people thought that was odd and non-traditional. I thought it was wonderful because that couple understood on some level the energy of a name and how to use it as a binding or bonding factor. Many covens give their initiates the coven's name as a surname to connect them with their spiritual family. There are many schools of thought on the who, when, and how of choosing magical names, so please realize much of what I am saying comes from my own personal experience. In some traditions, the high priestess or the high priest gives the initiate a magical name, and I've seen people saddled with names this way that have gone terribly wrong. Keep in mind, your high priest or high priestess may have a lot of insight to into your spirit, but no one will have as much insight into your spirit as you do. Some people like to take the name of a god or goddess to align themselves to that aspect that they connect with and worship. I'm not personally a fan of this because the name of an ancient deity holds incredible power, and you may get more than you ask for. I may be a priestess of Hecate, but when I see people running around with the title Lady Hecate, Lady Hecate, it makes me cringe. I love her. She is my patroness. She has many, many epithets. She is she of 1,000 names. Some refer to her as triple, and she's so much more. But keep in mind, Hecate is a midwife who lovingly cuts the cord when a child is born, but she is also the dark mother who castrates male initiates into her cauldron of female mysteries if they wish to serve her. When you take a name, you get all of it. So if you really have your heart set on a god or goddess name, please take the time, play with the spelling, change it around a bit, research the numerology, make it your own. Following the tradition of the Native American people, you can find magical names in animals that offer medicine and connect to your spirit, herbs, stones, trees. The name needs to resonate with you. It could even be from a form like love, hope, beauty. Titles also hold power. It's for this reason, for a long time, I balked at becoming the high priestess. Because the Aquarius in me shudders at people using talent and religion to control other people. Titles can have negative associations. And from what I've encountered in the past, people misuse them. All religions. Titles are not supposed to be a power play or an ego boost on the spiritual path. When you are referred to Lord or Lady in the tradition of witchcraft, it should be because you are an elder, you are a teacher, you are a mistress or master of a specific aspect of the art. When you are called high priestess, high priest, these are titles of service, not ego. When someone refers to you as lady or lord so-and-so, or high priest or high priestess or priestess, they are invoking that higher self in you. It is a term of respect, but also an invocation. Why choose a magical name, and is it necessary? Well, no, it's not necessary, but it can be very helpful and one of your most powerful spiritual tools. Just like the deities have different aspects, so do we. And magical names can evolve. And yes, you can accumulate more than one. You could outgrow a name and choose not to use it anymore. One of the rituals that people don't give much credence to anymore, but is so powerful in coming back, are croning ceremonies and saging ceremonies, when a person steps into the elder role. And in the croning ceremony, crone meaning crown, the crone is crowned in her wisdom and takes a new name spiritually. I find that this generation's heralding of live names versus dead names is very important, because it shows that this generation understands if a trans woman or a trans man takes that new name, that is the live name. That is the energy of their spirit. And the dead name should be respected but shelved. I hope this was helpful and happy for anyone who is considering taking a magical name at Imbolc. And although it is the traditional time to do so, don't be rushed. Spirit will let you know when it's time. Blessed be.